EJ Antoni. Well, I guess we have the new stooge that Trump has lined up to replace. I remember only her last name, McEnterfer. There we go, McEnterfer, for head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, I wanted to just give a quick reminder to everyone. The Bureau of Labor Statistics is a lot of broad economic data that a lot of businesses rely on in order to get accurate information on, a lot of business decisions that they have to do and whatnot. So, well, basically, replacing that office with a complete utter fucking stooge may have some unintended consequences that the Trump administration might not want to fucking have. Quick reminder, the reason for as to why he's even doing this to begin with is simply due to the fact that the BLS jobs report decided to have a revision in it of about 258,000 jobs, which isn't an abnormal thing, right? They overestimate a bunch of jobs. They undercounted and didn't think the tariff policy that Trump is pursuing was as bad as they thought. It turns out it was as bad as they thought. And again, whoa, fucking Donald Trump has no idea how to run an economy because he's just a fucking, well, complete utter buffoon and a stooge for, I don't know, like billionaires and shit like that. We're just gonna go with that. Sure, fuck it. He's just like a complete utter buffoon stooge for fucking billionaires, and guess what? He has no idea how to fucking run an economy. Who would have fucking thought? So again, since we're in the second Trump administration, instead of being able to have people who are competent and who might try to check him when he does this like some stupid idiotic bullshit, that's not a thing anymore. It's all sycophants, all dipshits, all the fucking time. So again, we are getting an example of that. Honestly, another example of that, where Trump is tapping a bunch of like dumbass sycophants and morons to be the main people who, I don't know, decide to should be the ones leading particular important government institutions like BLS. So one of the first things is that he suggests suspending monthly jobs report at Fox Business. So, that's cool. That's great. That's the first thing that he's doing. He's already trying to erode trust within the numbers because, again, for someone like Trump who does not believe in the sort of fundamental reality of truth, right? He does not agree with truth, right, as a concept, and trust as a concept as well. He will do everything possible to try to sort of like destroy all of that shit as much as possible so that he can be the only one that people can rely on as, well, a sort of avenue for truth because, well, it's a cult, people. Oh, 1000% there, Boy Meets Mini. And in general, for fucking conservatives and fascists, right? Like, lack of trust in institutions is meant to help maintain hierarchy. So what? People are saying that he's utterly unqualified. Trump BLS pick gets panned by conservative economists. So this is a rather bipartisan thing. Obviously, like every single liberal and Democrat are going to say, like, dude, this guy is wholeheartedly unqualified because he has like no fucking idea what he's talking about. He's also like a Heritage Foundation stooge, so that should also tell you pretty much everything else because, again, they're the ones who get tapped for literally everything. The main dudes who helped write 2025 are all fucking Heritage Foundation stooges. Russell Vogt, Heritage Foundation, all of them fucking come from there. All the fucking goddamn conservative Supreme Court justices that Trump appointed, all fucking stupid dipshits that were from, whoa, you guessed it, the Heritage Foundation. But what we got here? President Trump's nomination of Heritage Foundation economist EJ Antoni to head the Bureau of Labor Statistics on Monday drew criticism from economists across the political spectrum. Why it matters, the growing negative consensus among conservative economists is unusual given Antoni's own conservative pedigree. Well, I don't think so, right? Conservatives tend to be the ones in, well, the sort of field of economy and economists, generally speaking, simply due to the fact that, well, the economy is meant to be a service for fucking capital, right? So it's not really like ridiculous or hyperbolic to say in particular that, whoa, crazy, a lot of like conservative fucking economists and shit like that are going to be like the main dudes who have a lot of problems with like shit like this, due to the fact that, whoa, first and foremost, what they're going to care more about is about the stewardship of the economy, the importance of the fucking economy, and they're not going to be particularly big fans of like a stupid fucking stooge because again, for them it is all about, trying to make as much money as possible for fucking shareholders and the rich because that's their sort of, well, position in terms of the, I guess you could say like the hierarchy in terms of like capitalists or whatever. Their sort of purpose is to try to, well, help the capitalists exploit the poor as much as they fucking can in as efficient as a manner as possible. So it's not about like, yeah, sure, it's like, well, they're conservative economists. It's surprising that they don't like that. Well, a lot of them, generally speaking, are going to be like neoconservatives or actually have like some basis in fucking reality, whereas people like EJ Antoni do not have that basis in reality, so they're not going to be particularly happy about this dude. Because again, a lot of the economy is built on trust. If you do not have trust in the economy and a lot of the numbers, a lot of the statistics that are put out by these sort of bureaus, that's going to be very problematic. Trump announced Antoni as the next BLS commissioner a week after firing the previous head, Erica McEnterferter, which he did after jobs data showed cracks in the economy. Again, we talked about why this is the case, his stupid belligerent tariff policy, and the fucking one big beautiful bill. We're headed for fucking stagflation, ladies and gentlemen, and those in between, where basically no job growth and the economy is slowing. Very, very telltale signs that there's an economic downturn on the way. Very, very cool. The president's decision to effectively turn the nonpartisan agency into an outpost of the White House makes vital economic data unreliable, economists of various political stripes have said. What they're saying, Antoni's fellow conservatives criticize his record as chief economist at the right-wing Heritage Foundation's Herman Center for the Federal Budget. Antoni's work at Heritage has frequently included elementary errors or nonsensical choices that all bias his findings in the same partisan direction. Guys, like, who's ready for like a 3 IQ fucking stooge to be the main guy who brings the economy into a potential fucking depression? I am sure ready for that. Very, very cool. Stan Vogler, a senior fellow at the Conservative American Enterprise Institute, told Axios' Courtney Brown and Emily Peck. David Herbert, an economist of the Conservative American Institute for Economic Research, wrote on Twitter that he's worked with Antoni before and implored the Senate to block the nomination. Well, you're going to have to get Republicans on board with this. The question is how much are Republicans going to really give a fuck about much of this and just still probably just try to go ahead with Trump's bullshit anyways? Nah, who knows? I've been on several programs with him at this point and have been impressed by two things. His inability to understand basic economics and the speed with which he's gone MAGA. Well, I don't think that's really impressive. Again, these are people who are fundamentally against the concepts of truth. Conservative economists have cited examples of Antoni's appearing to misunderstand the data he would be responsible for a BLS head. Daniel DiMartino, a fellow at the Conservative Manhattan Institute, showed an instance of Antoni citing the rising number of Americans who aren't in the labor force without accounting for the role of the aging population. Wait, he didn't consider the fact that people retire sometimes, and that's why a lot of people leave the labor force? It makes sense, right? The baby boomers are starting to get to retirement age, so it checks out that a lot of Americans are going to be leaving the fucking workforce. Makes sense. But then again, people like EJ Antoni are probably okay with working people to death. I mean, that's what like Ben Shapiro is for and stuff like that. So that's cool. This is one of the many elementary errors that show me Mr. Antoni is qualified. Very cool. Jessica Rita, a senior Manhattan Institute fellow, shared another example from Twitter in which Antoni appeared to not understand the BLS's measure of import prices did not account for the impact of tariffs. Oh, so he himself also does not understand how fucking tariffs work. Fantastic. Excellent. And this is the guy who's going to give Trump the fucking job numbers. Very cool. Who is EJ Antoni, Trump's pick to head BLS? What do we got here? Penis music. So I'm going to stop right here, and I'm just going to focus specifically on this line. Antoni, a longtime critic of the BLS and a contributor to the Conservative Policy Blueprint Project 2025. Whoa, crazy. So these are the two main reasons why Trump is fucking tapping him to be the head of the fucking BLS. That is the entire reasoning. He wants a stooge in power to do everything that he's going to say. And he was a critic of BLS before, and he also contributed to Project 2025. Crazy. Who would have fucking thought? So it's going to need Senate confirmation. The real question is the Senate going to fucking go ahead with this bullshit? Who knows? Hours after the release, he said, Trump, of course, we know that he said that McInterferter was providing fake statistics. No evidence for that whatsoever, of course. The report also featured significant downward revisions of employment numbers from May and June, again, because of all of his fucking tariff policy. We know why this is happening. Such data revisions, either adding or subtracting jobs, are not uncommon. Our economy is booming, and EJ will ensure that the numbers released are honest and accurate. And what he means by honest and accurate here in particular should be rather fucking simple. That they don't contradict any of the stupid bullshit that he fucking puts out in social media or in the news or wherever. Antoni did not immediately respond for requested comment. Both GDP and hiring have slowed this year. Whoa, crazy, I know. The BLS, an independent agency under the Department of Labor, provides regular reports on economic indicators that are relied upon by Congress, federal and state agencies, and businesses. Here's what we know about Antoni and what his selection could mean for the BLS. Antoni, who holds a PhD in economics from Northern Illinois University, has spent recent years working with conservative organizations. Since joining the Heritage Foundation in 2022, he has ascended to the top economic post at the conservative think tank, which has close ties to the Trump administration. He is also a senior fellow at the Committee to Unleash Prosperity, a research organization co-founded by longtime Trump advisor Stephen Moore. Antoni has appeared as a guest on Steve Bannon's War Room. Very, very cool. Contributed opinion pieces to Fox News. Fantastic. Again, just rank fucking conservative propagandists. Whoa. In a statement to ABC News, Kevin Roberts, president of the Heritage Foundation, said Antoni's leadership has been instrumental in advancing our mission to protect American families and rebuild a resilient economy rooted in free enterprise. And what they mean by free enterprise is, I don't know, doing the most random belligerent fucking bullshit on the planet in order to have, well, stooges in power to just be able to do whatever the fuck they want. Because again, it's never been about protecting American families and building a resilient economy rooted in free enterprise. None of these people have ever cared about any of this stuff. He's criticized BLS in recent years, focusing on issues tied to data collection and revisions. There are better ways to collect, process, and disseminate data. That is the task for the next BLS commissioner. Although, I wonder if he ever outlines what his methodology would be to collect, process, and disseminate data. I wonder what that means. Disseminate data, just basically tell the things that the stooge president in fucking power wants to hear in order to not have his fucking fifis get hurt. Crazy. And only consistent delivery of accurate data in a timely manner will rebuild the trust that has been lost over the last several years. Again, there was a 500K revision also under Trump's fucking first term, and he didn't fucking throw a hissy fit about that shit. It's fucking stupid. No, the partisanship is the fucking point. In an interview with Fox News Digital last week before his nomination, Antoni said BLS should stop issuing monthly jobs reports and instead switch to quarterly reports until the agency improves its data collection process. How is he going to do that? Whatever. Quarterly reports would allow additional time for greater accuracy. Okay, here's the problem with quarterly reports, and it should be fairly fucking obvious to anyone with half a brain cell. The stuff that happens over the course of 3 months has way more significant fucking variance in terms of the economy and the market in comparison to that of monthly reports. For people to be able to make sort of good business decisions, you need as much data as often and as quickly as fucking possible in order for people to be able to make decisions. We already know that a lot of businesses have been cutting back on jobs, cutting back on investment, and cutting back on a lot of different sort of necessary functions for the simple fact of a lot of Trump's instability that he's causing, specifically with the fucking tariffs, right? So it makes sense that they're trying to cut back on all of that stuff because they're just like, we have no idea how Trump is going to act on like the next fucking day, right? Like, because they thought for whatever reason that like, oh, the tariffs are all bullshit. It's all a fucking ploy. It's a bluff. Yeah, nice fucking meme. Yeah, definitely a fucking bluff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they've come to fucking regret that decision immediately. Whoa, crazy. The stupid mad king in chief, who's a fucking mad king, just does random idiotic belligerent bullshit all the time. I, for one, am completely and utterly shocked that this is the case. Well, crazy. And basically, they're just going to do like, they're trying to do like everything possible in order to just do the most idiotic fucking nonsense on the fucking planet. I don't know. Like what else are you really supposed to say about this besides like, duh? This is like the most duh shit of fucking on the planet. Like, of course this shit was gonna fucking happen. Nonsense. Survey response rates have declined since the onset of the pandemic. BLS data shows lower response rates, in turn, make it more difficult for the agency to gather information about the U.S. economy, which is a complex task even under ideal conditions. The BLS releases a preliminary estimate of its jobs report based on an initial tranche of data, but the agency often revises the figure in subsequent months as households and businesses return additional data. Interesting. Whoa, so you're telling me that the economy and the market is a difficult and dynamic thing that's very difficult to fucking assess? Whoa, and that a lot of fucking revisions constantly fucking happen simply due to the fact that, things can just fucking change all the time. Oh, shocker. Whoa. But then again, these are motherfuckers who are fundamentally against the concept of change, all like Nergalite supporters, I suppose, for like lack of a fucking better term. So, of course they're going to be against the fucking concept of change and would prefer entropy within the economy because that's totally a realistic thing that happens. Additionally, in an appearance on Bannon's podcast earlier this month, Antoni described now former BLS commissioner as incompetent and voiced support for the notion that Trump should appoint an ally to the position. I wonder why. McEntrefer, of Biden appointee, who was confirmed by the Senate in 2024, had served in the federal government for 2 decades prior to her firing. It's been an honor, blah, blah, blah. Who cares about what she says? William Beach, a former commissioner who was appointed by Trump, condemned the firing. The total groundless firing of Dr. Erica, my successor as commissioner, that's the danger president and undermines the statistical mission of the Bureau, did not respond for comment. Antoni's nomination draws mixed reaction from economists. We've already broadly looked at this. A lot of them are just like, wow, this is really fucking dumb and stupid. He's just trying to put a fucking stooge in power because he's mad about the fucking numbers that he got from, Erica McEntrefer. Right? That's the fucking problem. Trump's nominee for BLS commissioner, EJ Antoni, is disastrously terrible. Professor for public policy and economics. He has demonstrated no commitment to truth, right? And we've already taken a look, and these are from conservative economists, saying, like, he doesn't even understand, like, the basic tenets of the economy. He barely understands any of this shit, because he's just a fucking stooge. Jason Furman, an economist at Harvard University and a former economic advisor to President Barack Obama, echoed the sentiment, posting on Twitter that Antoni is an extreme partisan that does not have any relevant expertise. He would be a break from decades of nonpartisan technocrats. More of the Committee of Unleash Prosperity praised Antoni as the right fit to improve the BLS. Of course, who is a complete fucking Trump toady. If anyone can fix it, it's Antoni. More said on Monday on Twitter. Whoa, crazy. They just want to do like stupid stooge shit. Whoa, who would have thought? But, here's our big man. So this is like from a while ago, from about 6 months ago. I just want to get like a vibe check of our boy here. What's he got to say here?
Davis talking like he's from the South. President Trump taking big banks to task over debanking conservatives. Watch this mic drop moment when he confronted Bank of America CEO Brian Whitehead.
I hope you start opening your bank to conservatives because many conservatives complain that the banks are not allowing them to do business within the bank, and that included.
Oh yeah, this is also a thing that like Trump is now complaining about. Remember his like schizo crash out interview that he did with MSNBC, where he's complaining about like they're debanking conservatives, they're debanking them, despite the fact that a lot of conservatives who got fucking debanked were a part of the January 6th riots. So I don't know. I think it's a pretty reasonable and understandable why those guys might have been debanked. Crazy.
A place called Bank of America. They don't take conservative business, and I don't know if the regulators mandated that because of Biden or what. But you and Jamie and everybody, I hope you can open your banks to conservatives because what you're doing is wrong.
Wow.
What
Bank
you're
of
doing
America
is wrong.
responding hours later, quote, "We welcome conservatives. We're required to follow extensive government rules and regulations that sometimes result in decisions to exit client relationships. We never close accounts for political reasons and don't have a political litmus test."
Trust me. Joining us now, Heritage Foundation Public Finance Economist EJ Antoni. EJ, we know exactly. By the way, Moynihan did not answer when Donald Trump, he neither denied nor agreed with what Bank of America was alleged to be doing, according to Donald Trump. But we have
Because there's no fucking evidence, right? Like, it's a good thing that you dipshits are fucking saying alleged. Listen, if you think MSNBC fucking business weirdos are fucking the devil, Fox News business guys are way fucking crazier and more ridiculous and completely deluded from reality. So, that's cool. Like, there's just no fucking evidence to suggest that this is the fucking case. It's just stupid.
We have people that are talking about it. There are nonprofit groups, Christian nonprofit groups that are conservative that have been debanked by the bank, despite what the bank has said.
I wonder what they might have participated in to lead to them getting quote-unquote debanked. Couldn't think of anything.
Seems like the jig is up. That is, it's out there now. We know what they're doing, and they know that we know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely, David. In fact, during the first Trump administration, we had documents released which dated back to the Obama administration, something called Operation Choke Point. And what we found out was essentially that just like the IRS was targeting conservative groups, you had all kinds of government regulators who were also strong-arming financial firms.
I wonder why the IRS might have been targeting particular conservative groups. I wonder. Maybe because they weren't fucking paying their taxes, because conservatives often do a lot of fucking tax fraud, right? Tons of fucking rich, stupid asshole conservatives are the ones doing, a bunch of fucking tax fraud. So the IRS, when they got more funding and more agents under the fucking Biden administration, which more than likely the Trump administration is going to go after, probably went after a bunch of fucking conservatives, being like, yeah, we're gonna stop a lot of this fucking bullshit here.
Like Bank of America, into debanking conservatives. That scourge continues today. Now, it is getting much better under Trump than it was under Biden. A lot of that has to do with the fact that Biden was pressuring the SEC, the FDIC, throw together any other 3 or 4 letter agency you want. All of these government agencies were coming down on the financial sector to debank all kinds of crypto founders, tech founders, you name it. They were really going after these folks hard.
I wonder why they were going after tech founders and crypto founders specifically. I couldn't possibly think of any particular reasoning whatsoever. Couldn't think of anything.
And here's hoping that the Trump administration can clean up that mess.
It is real, and it's happening at J.P. Morgan, despite the denials. And I can sit here and name the people. Shoot, former Senator Sam Brownback and the former
Well, you said you can name... Okay, yeah, name them. Yeah, who? Who?
Governor of Kansas was running a not-for-profit for religious freedom and had his bank account closed by J.P. Morgan. And what you're talking about all of these crypto founders, and this is
again, I would love to really know why. Why did this fucking happen? Do you think that they're ever going to release, release any of the reasonings for as to why that these particular people got quote-unquote debanked? Were they paying their fucking taxes? Probably not.
kind of at the direction of people within government, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. We know this because of Mark Andreessen. And Mark Andreessen's partner's father was debanked. This is fact, not fiction, and not conjecture.
Did they pay their taxes? Did they pay their taxes? Also, again, I really don't like this term debanked. Like, what the fuck does being debanked mean? Like what does that even mean? Like, you're not able to open a bank account anymore or something? Like, what does this term mean in particular, right? Like, words have meanings. They mean things. You should probably outline what those fucking words mean. Doesn't seem fucking ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely, Dagan, you're 100% right. And I think we should also point out that this issue is kind of personal for the president because his wife, our wonderful First Lady Melania, she actually lost her bank account after January 6th, 4 years ago. And then on top of that, she was unable to get her son Barron a bank account as well. And what happened?
Well, thanks for revealing that information there, EJ. I wonder why they might have closed the particular bank's bank accounts of the Trumps. And the Trump administration. January 6th, like you fucking said. I wonder why they fucking decided to do those fucking closings. Crazy. And that's also, yeah, more than, like, I should have even said this, to be honest. Like, how many of these motherfuckers participated in fucking January 6th to, you know, have their fucking bank accounts get closed? I wonder.
Is the regulators will essentially label certain people as somehow being politically compromised, or they'll find some other euphemism for it. And essentially what they do is they tell the banks, look, if you're going to do business with these clients, we're going to increase your risk assessment, and that has all kinds of negative implications, including even on things like capital requirements for the banks.
Are you a politically exposed person? It's a real thing. Go ahead, Deb.
We mentioned at the top of the show, this afternoon, President Trump signed an executive order promoting crypto, potentially developing a national digital asset stockpile.
President Trump's AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, the venture capitalist, spoke to our own Ed Lawrence just a short time ago.
Oh, boy.
He's directed our working group to
David
produce a
Sachs.
regulatory framework that's going to encourage innovation in crypto in the United States, keeping the industry onshore rather than driving it offshore, which is what was happening under the Biden administration.
Good. Fuck you. Get fucking regulated, you fucking
We want that
losers.
innovation happening
Get rid of the fucking flashbang. Jesus Christ. Yeah, get fucking regulated, you fucking losers. Like Cope, Seethe, Maul, you fucking ghoul. Like, you people are directly going to cause a crash of the fucking economy vis-a-vis 2008 style because of your complete just unregulated belligerent fucking nonsense. Great, fantastic.
Here in the United States, and I think it now will happen in the United States because President Trump has declared that the U.S. must be the crypto capital of the world.
So, EJ, there is a theme going on here. That is, we have a manufacturing recession right now.
Also, by the way, the only fucking reason why it has to be the crypto fucking capital in the world is, let's not forget, Trump is a fucking crypto billionaire, right? How much money has Trump made on crypto? Right? Forbes says it's about $1 billion. Interesting. Crazy. He's made, because he did a fucking whole pump and dump with his own fucking crypto coin. Crazy. And now he wants to do everything fucking possible in order to make, well, even more fucking money off of fucking cryptocurrency and like crypto fucking bullshit. Because again, he's a fucking scammer.
The United States, a lot of job losses there. Trump wants to reverse that, bring stuff back here, whether it's fancy stuff like crypto or basic manufacturing that businesses, even if they're foreign, if they manufacture here using our parts, they get a discount, a corporate tax discount. So that's the theme. Bring it all to the United States.
Absolutely, David. This is one of the reasons why, by the way, it is so key that we get energy production up, because we're going to need that energy production to fuel this crypto revolution. And by the way, we should also point out that just
literally in terms of fucking gas production and oil production, the U.S. is at the top. They produce the most. Really? You need to produce more. Stupid.
President Trump signed an executive order banning a central bank digital currency, or a CBDC, here in the United States. For those who don't know, a CBDC is basically the government-run version of something like Bitcoin. And like everything the government runs, it's far worse than its private sector counterpart. Unlike many of these cryptocurrencies, not all, but many of these cryptocurrencies, which
I find it very funny that this fucking stooge is also the type of dude who's just like, oh yeah, everything that the government does is also wrong. Like, you can just tell. Bro is just a complete fucking rank partisan, which is why probably a lot of people, including conservative economists, are saying like, yeah, this guy being appointed, not great.
which allow you to transact strictly person to person. A CBDC has to go through a central authority, meaning the Federal Reserve would now be able to trace, track, and help tax every single penny you spend. Do you really want the government knowing every single dollar, every single penny that you spend? Like,
yeah, we get it. You want a bunch of fucking unregulated bullshit, so then another fucking Great Recession or even a fucking depression happens, vis-a-vis like 2008 or in the fucking 30s. Like, we get it. You're a fucking stooge who only cares about getting President Trump more power and fucking richer. Like, that's literally it, dude. Like, I swear to God, all this like fucking deregulatory bullshit, it's going to cause a fucking recession. It's gonna be so fucking great. It's only gonna get worse from here.
Like, we're not talking about doing anything illegal here. We're talking about just giving $50 or $60 to your babysitter or somebody for walking your dog, whatever the case may be. Do we really want that level of government surveillance, especially when we have already seen government abuses where they go after people for doing things that the particular regulators don't like? Maybe it's buying a firearm. Maybe it's donating to a conservative think tank. You name it.
That was the next.
That's really, really funny coming from this stupid fucking stooge who's defending the goddamn administration who just deports people for fucking engaging in wrong think. Like, literally. You get fucking, you participate in a particular protest, get fucking deported. Also coming from the dude who fucking is doing this for, deporting just completely random fucking brown-skinned people out of the country to a prison slave labor camp in El Salvador. Nonsense. You don't give a fuck about fucking government censorship. You love fucking censorship and will decry fucking free speech because all you care about is using free speech as a way to get more power and then to end free speech. You don't give a fuck about free speech. Get the fuck out of here. Like, it's not about tracking the amount of purchases and all that fucking shit. Like, no one's gonna fucking do that. It could potentially happen, but more than likely it's to make sure that, whoa, corporations and other fucking, like, people within the, who are rich get fucking regulated. Because, again, it's all about the fucking new Gilded Age fucking bullshit with these people. They don't give a fuck about the poor. The point is doing everything possible in order to enrich themselves and their fucking billionaire fucking corporate buddies. That's the entire point of all this fucking bullshit. So, cool. I think I have a pretty good idea of this, of a vibe check of this fucking, I don't know, complete troglodyte. Yeah, he's just a stooge. Complete, utter fucking stooge. And is going to basically undermine further trust within the fucking institutions, which has been the sort of conservative playbook since, I don't know, the 60s? Yeah, since the fucking 60s, basically. They want to undermine as much possible trust possible within public institutions, so then they themselves can be the sort of main people of truth, the main people that can be fucking trusted, because again, for these people, it's all about maintenance of hierarchy and fucking control. That's what it's all about with these motherfuckers. They don't give a flying fuck about any of this fucking bullshit except for maintaining current existing fucking power structures, which abuse you, your family, and everyone else you know around you. That's the entire point of going ahead with all this, like, stupid, rank, idiotic, belligerent nonsense. Don't think there's really much else to say besides, whoa, these dumbasses have no idea about how the fucking economy works and have to point stooges to make themselves feel better for the fact that they are complete morons who don't know how to run an economy.